Hello, Freedom Guy 55 here again. I just saw on PSN this just wonderful horror movie. It's like a horror comedy, and it's basically it's called Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and it stars two rednecks played by Alpha from Dollhouse and also the fat guy from Reaper. His name escapes me right now. I'm sorry. But anyway, they star as two rednecks, and then they got a bunch of preppy people as well in this movie, like a regular horror movie, right? And the one thing is that these preppy people are looking at these rednecks all weird and stuff, and they're basically, like these preppy people are like going, "Oh my God! I mean, he's looking at me in a weird way. He must be so crazy." Or they say, "Oh, he did something weird. He's just unbelievably nuts." Something like that. These preppies say those things. And basically, because of this misunderstanding, let the carnage and horror movie stuff just ensue. Okay? That's basically what it's all about. I really loved this movie. Okay, not really extremely, but I actually did enjoy this. I was like really floored at this movie because it's a horror comedy. And the funny thing is that I love when horror movies flip the kind of conventions on their head, right? And this is what this movie does. Because we know that in regular everyday horror films, there's always a redneck that's the bad guy. Remember that. Think about it. Friday the 13th, Jason's a redneck. Then you got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, redneck with Leatherface and his family. And then, of course, you got the lovely, lovely, lovely horror film that, well, okay, it's not a lovely horror film. It sucks. Sucks as a movie and sucks as a horror film, which is Shark Night. Yeah, terrible film. And that also has evil rednecks in it. So, you see, the one thing is that, and this movie takes this kind of convention of evil rednecks, and it kind of flips it on its head, where the two rednecks are the people who we're following, and they're nice guys, they're just idiots, right? And everybody's just misunderstanding them. And I thought that was actually really cool. It's just going against that grain, right? And the one thing I also loved about this film is how it pays kind of homage to the old type of horror movies. I mean, there's one segment in this movie that I remember where it pays homage to like Evil Dead 2 or, Army of Darkness. There's that one scene that if you've seen those movies, you'll know. You'll say, "Ah, there it is," you'll know it. And that's what I love too. And then it goes back to the conventional type of horror that we wind up seeing. It's not CGI crap. It's actually just really regular horror. So I really love this film. And it's also funny because the two people who are the rednecks are so charismatic and they work so well. And I think it's just, I just think it's hilarious. And it just works as a horror comedy. And I just love it like that. I love when horror movies can turn things on their head. Like Scream, but yet this is a horror comedy, not like, it's not exactly like Scream, but it's kind of like, in some ways, that kind of breaking convention type of thing. And I just loved it. I loved it. It was so cool. You must see this film for Halloween. This is a good horror movie. It's a good horror movie. But it's actually pretty good as a kind of, movie to see as well. Anyway, it is violent, I do have to mention, so if you don't like horror movies, you're probably not going to like this movie. But for those who like horror films, you'll love it. It's good. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I give this movie 4 stars. I give it a must-see. I really did enjoy this film. Watch this movie. It's Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It's actually on PSN, and also I think it's in some theaters. You might find it in some theaters around you. If you can't, just go to PSN. You'll find it. Anyway, I guess that's it. And I thank you for your time, and have a nice day.